The purpose of this video is to provide the Lummi General Counsel with information regarding per capita payments from net gaming revenue. This information is not intended to provide guidance or legal opinions. We're first going to talk about the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act as it pertains to per capita payments and revenue allocation plans.
The Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, IGRA, is the federal law that authorizes Indian tribes to operate gaming facilities. This presentation only covers IGRA requirements pertaining to gaming revenue per capita payments and revenue allocation plans, RAPS. In 1988, Congress passed the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act. IGRA provides a statutory basis for the operation of gaming by Indian tribes as a means of promoting tribal economic development, self-sufficiency, and strong tribal governments. IGRA authorizes gaming revenue per capita payments under certain conditions. IGRA provides how gaming revenue can be used.
What does net gaming revenue mean? Net gaming revenues means gross revenues of an Indian gaming activity less amounts paid out as or paid for prizes and total operating expenses excluding management fees. According to IGRA, how can gaming revenue be used? Net revenues from any tribal gaming are not to be used for purposes other than to fund tribal government operations or programs, provide for the general welfare of Indian tribe and its members, promote tribal economic development, help fund operations of local government agencies, donate to charitable organizations, and make per capita payments. What is per capita payment from gaming revenue? It's the distribution of money or other thing of value to all members of the tribe, or to identify groups of members, which is paid directly from the net revenues of any tribal gaming activity. This definition does not apply to tribal revenues which have been set aside by the tribe for bona fide programs, for which participants have met the program's written eligibility criteria, such as programs for social welfare, medical assistance, education, housing, or other similar specifically identified needs. Are per capita payments from gaming revenue taxable? Yes, per capita payments from gaming revenue is taxable. The tribe is required to report the gaming revenue per capita payments to the IRS on Form 1099. Individuals must report gaming revenue per capita payments as income on Form 1040. Federal tax withholding may be required if the threshold is met. For further information on the current year withholding amounts, refer to IRS Publication 15A, Employer Supplemental Tax Guide. What is a revenue allocation plan, also referred to as a RAP? It is a document that describes how a tribe will distribute net gaming revenues. When is a RAP needed? A RAP is needed when a tribe intends to make per capita payments to its members from net gaming revenues. Is it a violation to make per capita payments from gaming revenue without a RAP? Yes. Making per capita payments to tribal members without an approved revenue allocation plan, an enforcement action may be brought by the NIGC that could result in a fine or temporary and/or permanent closure of the tribe's gaming facility or facilities. Federal income tax penalties may also apply. Revenue allocation plans. 4 conditions that must be met for gaming revenue per capita payments. Condition 1. The tribe must prepare a plan to allocate revenues only from IGRA authorized uses. Earlier, we covered the 6 ways gaming revenue can be used. Condition 2. The plan must be approved by the Secretary of the Interior. Condition 3. The interest of minors and other legally incompetent persons entitled to receive any of the per capita payments must be protected and preserved. Payments are to be distributed to the parents or legal guardian of such persons as necessary for the health, education, or welfare of the minor or other legally incompetent person. Condition 4. The per capita payments are subject to the federal tax and the tribe must notify members of the tax liability when payments are made. Who are the players? The tribe, the OIG, Office of Indian Gaming, the Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs, and the NIGC, the National Indian Gaming Commission. Who is the Office of Indian Gaming? The Office of Indian Gaming acts as the primary advisor to the Secretary and Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs, on Indian gaming and the requirements of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act and other federal law. The Office of Indian Gaming's duties and responsibilities include the administrative review and analysis of the statutory and regulatory requirements of IGRA and related statutes, policy development, and technical assistance to tribal and state stakeholders. The Office of Indian Gaming implements the Secretary's responsibilities under IGRA and, as such, has a significant impact on economic development resulting from Indian gaming. Who is the Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs? The Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs, assists and supports the Secretary of the Interior in fulfilling the United States Trust responsibility to the federally recognized American Indian and Alaska Native tribes and villages and individual Indian trust beneficiaries, as well as in maintaining the federal tribal government-to-government relationship. Who is the National Indian Gaming Commission? The National Indian Gaming Commission was created in 1988 with the passage of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, which was enacted to support and promote tribal economic development, self-sufficiency, and strong tribal governments through the operation of gaming on Indian lands. The Act provides a statutory basis for the federal regulation of Indian gaming. IGRA establishes the Commission to regulate and support tribal gaming as a means of generating revenue for tribal communities. Who does what? The tribe enacts a resolution according to tribal law, approving the tribal RAP. The superintendent or regional director, the tribe submits verification to the Office of Indian Gaming that the ordinance or the RAP was properly adopted according to tribal laws. The Office of Indian Gaming conducts an analysis and review of the tribe's RAP and forwards a recommendation to the Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs. The Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs, makes the final decision regarding the tribe's RAP. NIGC enforces approved RAPs, investigates per capita payments without an approved RAP. Note: NIGC has authority to assess civil fines and/or close a casino.
What needs to be in a RAP? 25 CFR Part 290 is a federal regulation regarding RAPs. The RAP must contain procedures for submitting, reviewing, and approving tribal revenue allocation plans for allocating and distributing net gaming revenues from Class 2 and/or Class 3 tribal gaming activities. It applies to the review of tribal revenue allocation plans adopted under IGRA.
The RAP must include a percentage breakdown of the uses for which the tribe will allocate net gaming revenues. The percentage breakdown must total 100%. For example, in the below 5 authorized uses of gaming revenue, the tribal RAP can allocate 20% of net gaming revenues to fund tribal government operations or programs, 75% to promote tribal economic development, 5% to tribal members, a per capita payment. It is up to the tribe to determine how the net gaming revenues are allocated. However, the authorized uses of gaming revenue that is outlined in IGRA must be adhered to in the RAP. The plan must identify when, where, and to whom per capita payments will be made. The plan must contain detailed information to allow the approving bureau official to determine that it complies with Part 290 in IGRA, particularly regarding funding for tribal governmental operations and for promoting tribal economic development. The RAP must protect and preserve the interest of minors and other legally incompetent persons who are entitled to receive per capita payments. Section 290.12e 1 through 5 details the interest of minor requirements. The RAP must describe how the tribe will notify members of the tax liability for per capita payments and how the tribe will withhold taxes for all recipients in accordance with IRS Regulations 26 CFR Part 31. The RAP must authorize the distribution of per capita payments to members according to specific eligibility requirements. The RAP must utilize or establish a tribal court system, forum, or administrative process for the resolution of disputes concerning the allocation and distribution of net gaming revenues, including the distribution of per capita payments to tribal members and to parents or legal guardians on behalf of minors or legally incompetent persons. The RAP approval process. The first step, the tribe enacts a tribal resolution, RAP, according to tribal law. The second step, the Superintendent Regional Director submits verification to IG that the ordinance, the RAP, was properly adopted according to tribal laws. The third step, The Office of Indian Gaming conducts an analysis and review, forwards a recommendation to the Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs. The fourth step, Assistant Secretary, Indian Affairs, makes the final decision. How long will it take? What are the timelines? The ABO must review and act on the Tribal Revenue Allocation Plan within 90 days of receiving it. A Tribal Revenue Allocation Plan is not effective without the ABO's written approval. If the Tribal Revenue Allocation Plan conforms to 25 CFR Part 290 and IGRA, the ABO must approve it. If the Tribal Revenue Allocation Plan does not conform to 25 CFR Part 290 and IGRA, the ABO will send the tribe a written notice that explains why the plan does not conform to 25 CFR Part 290 and IGRA, and tells the tribe how to bring the plan into conformance. If the ABO does not act within 90 days, the tribe can appeal the inaction under 25 CFR Part 2. 25 CFR Part 290 also includes other information that is not covered in this presentation.
Hi, Ishka. Thank you for your time and attention regarding per capita payments and revenue allocation plans. This concludes the presentation.